Hello you guys, it's Dana. Welcome back to Decorate with Dana. Today is another spring decorating video. It's so beautiful outside, but it's like 35. But it's pretty and the sun is shining. So I'm very motivated to get the kitchen decorated for spring. It is my favorite place to decorate and to have decorated because we probably spend the most time in the kitchen. But it's also kind of the place that stresses me out the most to decorate. And that's just because I try to find a balance of keeping it functional but yet pretty at the same time. So I try to keep a lot of the things functional pieces that are out, but still making them look aesthetic and pretty. And then I do add little splashes of decor only in, just to give it that nice balance of functional and aesthetic and pretty at the same time. So without further ado, I'm not going to keep chatting. We are just going to get decorating the kitchen for spring. I'm so happy you are here today. I'm going to start off by decorating this wall shelf from Magnolia. On the top, I'm adding a vintage breadboard and then my brass salt and pepper grinders that are from Etsy. Now I'm going to move down to the middle shelf and I'm going to add this really pretty landscape art that is from Petal Lane Home. And then I'm adding two dishes. I wanted to add just a small little touch of this periwinkle blue. I found these two plates at Home Goods and just stacking those. And then to the top, I wanted to add this small little glass candle holder with this small little candle ring, just to add a small little touch of pink and then a little white candle there. Found this small picture at a local shop to me, and I'm just adding some of these Real Touch tulips here. And then I'm going to add my wooden salt and pepper grinders. I kind of forgot I had added brass at the top till I'm rewatching this back, but I think it actually works because the ones at the top are brass, these are wood. They are nothing alike at all, so I'm going to leave it for now. And then I just have this small cow print that is also from Petal Lane Home. I have a small little brass bell that I shared in my last Magnolia haul, so I just wanted to add this here. If you can see, I am trying to add a touch of brass to each shelf, the pepper and salt grinder on the top, the little bell, and then the cow print has a more brassy colored frame. And then I added in a few more vintage items. This ironstone pitcher and then this wooden scoop were all purchased at a local antique store to me. My favorite way to decorate is to add pieces of old and new. I feel like it adds a lot more visual interest to my space. To the sideboard in the kitchen, I am adding one of my favorite West Elm pots, and then these greenery stems I found down in my decor bin where I keep all of my florals. They are one of my favorites. I cannot remember where I purchased these. They may have been Target. I do not think they were Hobby Lobby, but I like the simplicity. They look like, you know, where the trees are just starting to bud. The leaves they're kind of sparse and they're a little bit of that brighter green. I think they are just beautiful stems. The middle, I am adding a coffee table book, and on top of that I'm adding my mortar that came from Olive Atelier. I love this piece. And then a brass vintage candle holder with a small spiral candle. To the other side of the sideboard, I am adding this white kind of scalloped little dish that I found at Home Goods. This little planter and plant both came from Walmart, and on top of that I am adding a wire cloche. If I go through my house and was to pick out my absolute favorite vintage item, it would be this wooden bowl. I got this at a local antique store to me. It was expensive, but it is so beautiful, and we use it as a fruit bowl. This day I did not have a lot of fruit left, so it was kind of before grocery shopping, but I just added some bananas and avocados, but that is my favorite piece that I have ever gotten from the antique store. Over here to the right of the open shelves, these are also some vintage pictures that I picked up at a local store to me. I'm adding this vintage bowl that I got from a local antique store to the top of the open shelves, and then adding this really pretty goldfish plant. This is a real plant. I have to keep it up high out of the reach of my cats, but it is really beautiful. Then I'm just adding some scalloped dishes, and then I have this brass antler to the other side of the shelves. To the bottom shelf, this really pretty terracotta pot is from Magnolia. I did share this in my last haul from Magnolia. And then I am just adding this Gather at Home book, and on top of it I'm adding a tea cup and saucer that match the plate in the plate rack that I just shared with you. And then these two jugs are from Hobby Lobby. On the countertop below the open shelves, I do have this small dish rack. This is a functioning working kitchen. We pretty much use this all the time, so this does stay here. I did want to move in this little wicker lamp. I love this little lamp. This is from Target. I think it's a tiny bit too big for here, so I do want to eventually try to find a smaller one. There is one on Amazon that I am eyeing that I probably will end up switching this out for, but for now it works. I am layering an Olive Atelier vintage breadboard back behind it, and then this little tulip plant came from a local store to me, and I am just adding it into one of those scalloped dishes. I will carry
do it all over again.
So I couldn't really cover this outlet because it also controls the light above the sink, but I did not like the black cord of the lamp, so I decided to plug it into a white extension cord, and I think it blends a lot better than a black cord coming from the outlet. Next to the sink, I added this small French blue scalloped tray that I did get from Magnolia, and just putting my dish soap and a dish scrub brush on that. I love this little tray. This is the small size. I kind of wish I would have gotten the large size, but I did end up ordering 2 of the small size. Over here next to the stove, I am adding this beautiful marble tray or cutting board along with a salt holder that is in the same marble kind of material, and adding that on there. And then this brass oil dispenser came from Amazon. I think it's beautiful. So once I finished this whole arrangement, I realized I wanted to add a picture here to disguise that outlet, so I added a small picture of an olive branch, and I think it came out really pretty. And then I'm also adding this vintage crock next to the tray and putting my wooden spoons in there.
Everybody has their job, 9 to 5, and getting drained. They settle for second best, scared to risk what the future might bring. What the future might bring. I hold my breath, waiting for someone to knock at my door.
So I initially tried this vintage inspired pie safe here on the counter to the left of the stove. And I sat with this for a day before I realized this just does not fit my style. This was a little too farmhouse for me. I think it's beautiful and I think it's adorable. It just does not fit the rest of the kitchen. So although I do go through and decorate all this, you will see the next day I come in and do end up taking out the pie safe and replacing it with something else.
If I love all the ways the world puts me to the test, if I embrace every fall, learn to grow and keep myself tall, would it hurt at all? I hold my breath.
Over here we have a small little kind of like air fryer oven type of thing that we use all the time, so I was not going to put this away. So I added a vintage inspired breadboard that I got from a local shop to me, and then my new tea kettle that I love so much and we use all the time. Added it to this little scalloped tray along with our honey jar, that really pretty plant that is from Target a couple years ago, and then another cordless battery operated light next to it, just to add a little bit of ambiance. And to the island, I added my small Minka pot. I don't like to put a lot on the island. We eat here. I prep a lot of food here. So I just added this small vase with these really pretty lavender stems in it. And then just another one of those French blue scalloped trays with a lemon candle. And that's all I left on the island because, again, I just like it really simple. So after living with the pie safe for a night and just not feeling comfortable every time I walked in the kitchen, not really liking what I saw, I felt like it was just too bulky and big for this area, and again did not fit the style. I decided to take that down, and I added here cookbooks that I reach for often. I had them in a cabinet that was up above the refrigerator, so every time I wanted to get them I had to pull a stool over to get them out. So I decided to put them here on my countertop with these two iron duck bookends on either side, and then next to it is that picture with some more of those Real Touch tulips. I did take that really pretty periwinkle blue mug and add it over here to the coffee bar that I did decorate in another video, so I will add a card here if you missed that video. And this is how the kitchen came out for spring 2025. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that gave you just a little bit of spring decorating inspiration. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I would appreciate a thumbs up and leave me a comment on what you liked about the way the kitchen turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and follow me over on Instagram at Decorate with Dana. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.